allow INEC to be under the judiciary, or we need a world police to police us. Because the activities of our politicians is becoming unbearable. But what is really exciting is the debate surrounding our nation. We're going to be free. Is that we're going to reform the judiciary, or we're going to need external help? Very good morning to you. A very, very good morning, people. My name is Daddy Chris, and this is the African Renaissance Television. I'm reaching you from London. It's good to be lonely sometimes, but it's trouble. Well, today I'm going to ask us a question, and that is the question you can read on the screen today. The question is, who is a leader? And it's exactly when you go to God, what do you ask from God? Prayers. So I'm gonna navigate who a leader is and our relationship with God, and then try and focus on the three kind of leaders we have in Nigeria. In Nigeria today, I can tell you we have the traditional rulers, they are our leaders. We have the political leaders, we know them, and have the religious leaders. In a country that is so blessed with leadership of different forms, it is amazing that we lack leaders. And that is the thing I'm worried about. And what I'm looking at is, it doesn't take all. It takes just one to kickstart it, and everything will start to move. Nigerians were in desperate search for a leader. But we will never get a leader if we don't know who a leader is. And maybe we kill our leaders, or maybe we make our leaders not to think well, or maybe we demand things that we shouldn't be demanding from them. So today, let us take a look at first. When you look at a leader, I'm looking at three levels of leaders now, and I'm going to play with them today. These are our traditional leaders. We know them. These are the kings. I played with them yesterday a lot. And we have the religious leaders, the big boys, Oh, this man there, one of them is gone now, but the other two are still alive. And then, of course, we have the political leaders. We have some here. I just bring in Okowa. I like Okowa a lot. Okowa is my mentor. So let me play with Okowa today. Okowa, I say you are my mentor today. The whole country is going to check if I ever say you are my mentor. Anyway, but hey, it doesn't take anything away from you. You're still a leader. And I'm trying to navigate who a leader is. If we have, I don't want to break it down, no, because even in my book, the leadership I'm looking for could actually be provided by a community group. In my own way, the leadership that would have transformed the Yoruba nation would have actually come from UPU. So the Arewa could have been the leadership you're looking for. The Oduduwa could have been the leader. The IPOP could have been the leadership. But the question is, who is a leader? You see, and that is the thing we really need. What is lacking in Nigeria? Let me put it this way. That's why I'm saying what we need is a leader. What is lacking in Nigeria is not lack of resources. Because the last time I checked, we were told, or maybe I'm wrong, that we have the best of natural resources, and we still have the best of human resources. So we just need people, somebody who will catalyze it, to make the human resources, tap on the natural resources, and we'll be rich. What is rich is we're able to feed ourselves, able to take care of ourselves. That is the start of it. So in my definition of a leader, my own would be, a leader is somebody that shows the way. A leader does not give you money. That's not what. See, sometimes Nigerians, I think we've confused our leadership, and we made them so confused right now. And when I talk about leaders today, I want to go back straight to the days of Moses. And Moses will be my icon as I'll be talking about who a leader is today. I never read in the Bible that Moses gave the children of Israel money. He was providing money. No. Moses was not providing money, but Moses shows the way. Moses will say, this is where we are going. I don't know. Listen, we're going to get there. You see, even if you're leading a team, Even when you know everybody is falling apart, you don't say it's good, it's over. You say we're going to get there. Because what the team need from you is it is not finished. We're going to get there. And they will keep fighting. And that is that tenacity that will win a war. Nigerians were at war with ourselves and we don't need to fight a war. But what is really interesting is our inability to locate our leaders or maybe inspire our leaders. Now the leaders cannot inspire us. Or maybe is it our fault that we don't have a leader? Is it true that we cannot get a leader? Because people blessed, there's no other country as blessed as Nigeria. Let me put it this way now. Now, they said we have the best of human resources. The last time I checked, it is true. If you see the black man and the ability to work, in fact, we built Europe. We did the manual labor. Even till today, no matter you bring the talent, the so-called talent from Europe, the people that actually do the job, they are our people. The construction of road you saw, if you go now, if I go and take the picture of those people constructing the road, you're going to see our black men doing the labor. So are you saying we lack the intellectual to make it happen? Is that what you're telling me? Anyway, I'm going to come there, but let's take a look at who a leader is first. So in this dispensation of a leader, who are we looking at? What are we looking for in a leader? I said a leader articulates a clear, compelling picture of a better future. They answer the question, where are we going? Moses was clear. We're going to the promised land. The land God promised us. That's where I'm taking you to. Where is it? It's there. Follow me. Whatever happened, even in the Red Sea, we are going. That is a leader. Now, one funny thing I read about it, I never heard that Moses is the one that carries the war or is the one that was able to defeat the whole people. No, it was the children of Israel that fought the war. It was the people that fought the war. The only thing Moses did was show them the way or give them the courage that this is where we are going and we are going. We're not going back, we are going. And they say, yeah, then we're going. Yes, then you see, it's that thing he worked up in them and they were able to get out of the bondage they found themselves. Nigeria, if we're going to live where we are today, what we really need is somebody who will lift us from bondage. And that bondage is economic bondage. Let me put it that way first. Because we are independent. We are independent. We are an independent nation. So what we need is somebody who will help us to get us out of poverty. That's the thing. And somebody with that clear vision. Somebody with a clear vision that is trying to take Nigeria out of poverty will not be lacking. And Moses was trying to take the children of Israel out of bondage from the Egyptians. Now, we don't have that problem. We just need to get out of poverty. And that is the visionary leader we're looking for. Now, look around you. Among these three classes of leaders I talked about, I've mentioned the religious leaders. I've mentioned the political leaders. And I have talked about the traditional leaders. Which of them are actually inspiring you to get out of poverty? Because it makes no sense. If I have a heart disease and you are treating my cancer, I'm going to die soon. It's better you treat my heart. Nigeria don't even have, a socio-cultural problem. So why are you setting up socio-cultural? Why are you naming some leaders socio-cultural? Oh, Nigeria does not have a religious problem. Are you out of your mind? We don't have a religious problem. Why are you talking about religious problem? And you know what is so funny? I didn't want to focus on the religious leaders today. The last time I checked, religion can be the best instrument to lift people out of poverty. Because that true belief is there. To lead them to prosperity. Religion, I love this modern religion that preaches prosperity in Nigeria. Except that you don't inspire your congregation. It's only you that is prospering. You prosper at the essence or at the expense of the people. That's the only issue I have with you. Otherwise, it's okay to preach this new gospel of prosperity. It's all right. that's what we need. The last time I checked, and I was saying to Nigerians, no, when they said going to church is about salvation, I said no. It's no more just about salvation. It's about prosperity, because that's what we want. We want to get out from the low to the high. So what we need is somebody that will lift us in that way. And that is the kind of leadership we expect the church to give to us. Unfortunately, they preach it, no action. And you know the Bible says, words without action. You can say anything you want. If you don't act on it, it's not going to come. It's like you're tempting God. There's no faith. You're defining faith. What is faith? Faith is when you believe something and you act on it. Because if you believe anything, you will walk towards it. So, and that is the problem these pastors are giving to us. We're coming back, sir. We're going to talk today. You guys are smiling. You're doing so well. Yeah, it's okay to pick the Bible and preach the gospel. And which gospel are you preaching? The gospel of prosperity? Then tell us, sir, how are we going to prosper? Oh, you don't get it. I'm not against you. I just want you to go to church on Sunday or even today and talk to your people how they're going to prosper. When I say prosper, act on it. Not saying it. Act on it. Because if you believe it, sir, then you will leave the people out of poverty. Nigerians, let me see you, Mr. Pastor. Let me ask you one question. The truth is Nigerians are hungry. We don't have enough food in a country that has so many beautiful land. And you sit on the pulpit and you said you are preaching, you are leading the people to prosperity. You are a joker. The person that will lead them to prosperity will be the person who will farm with them. There's nothing wrong, my people, if these pastors will now take on farming with their congregation. Gone are the days when I talk about farming, people think it's because Nigerian farm is the one that you carry cutlass and do. No, farm is a little bit different now. It's a decent job. In the prosperity age is where you give people access to finance, which is one of the major problems I talk about in the country. Nigerians want to compare themselves to the United States, to the UK. In the UK, you have access to finance if you have a great idea. In Nigeria, there's no finance. You will die out of poverty because you remain there. Setting up a local bank in the name of your church, you might be leading people to prosperity. How do you go to the altar, you preach 24/7 without acting on it? What kind of leader are you? Where are we going? I'm just trying to say now that a leader would say where we're going. Sir, if you know where we're going, that we want to take people to a prosperous Nigeria, how are you going to get there, sir? Do you sit down and talk about it? Do you pray about it? No, you act on it, because faith is an action. When I say I believe, you will see it in me. It's not my mouth. If I believe anything, you go see me go to church on Sunday. If you are a Muslim, you go to mosque on Friday to go and pray. You see it, you act, you pray. You call on the name of the Lord. That is how you act. It's not something you just say. How come that people are just saying it in the church? I'm coming back. I'm coming back to the pastors. I said there are three kinds of leaders we have. So if Nigeria is so blessed with these arms of leadership, then something is wrong with us, that we are not there. Now look at our traditional rulers. These are leaders in their own right. You know, the last thing you insult me with these people is you call them socio-cultural, because that's the language. The stupid language they use, they are socio-cultural. They represent cultural. Are you out of your mind? A leader who understands his people, the kingdom. You call him a socio-cultural king. I don't understand where that socio-cultural comes from. He's a king. The king of England is not a socio-cultural person. Hello? He's the one that signed things into law. So let's look at it. Now, it is our kings if they are leaders. The question I'll ask them again is, where are we going? You cannot know where you're going if you don't know your problem, because your problem, if anywhere you're going is you are trying to get out of where you are to somewhere beautiful. We are in a state of hunger. We want to get to a prosperous Nigeria. In your kingdom, sir, your people want you to leave them to a better state where they can feed themselves, where they can take care of their children, where they can have a good health care. That is what they're asking from you. That's why they made you a king. In fact, the biggest thing that God will do for you is to give you a king. But you know what I've come to see of recent? Our king are now ceremonial. All you do there is go there and in my place, they will just break kola nut, pray for you. You're not like the pastors. What the thing I'm talking about today is alien to Nigerians because we are not practicing it. And the question is that not the problem we are facing? Because we don't have a problem. Our problem is that of leadership. But then we have to read powerful set of leaders. I'm just restricting it to these three today for the purpose of this discussion. If not, like I said before, if I begin to break down what can take us out of where we are, it's so much. I'm going to show you an example as we move along this show. I can tell you that ASU that chooses to go on strike, every time they're going on strike, if ASU could organize themselves, they could lift lecturers out of poverty, which they've started anyway. I saw the cooperative in Lagos State University. The last time I visited, people who could not feed themselves, I saw themselves buying cars. The lecturers are not having cars. They cannot rent beautiful houses to stay. The power of cooperative. They organize themselves. That is leadership. Leadership must not come in the body of a person. Yesterday I was talking about, they said that these people, they don't have power anymore. Nobody have NGOs. They can run NGOs. NGOs can still make you money. You can pay yourself. It's just that you don't need to make profit for yourself. As a king, you don't even need the money. You're already rich. What are you going to need money for? So with your NGO can continue to make money and produce. And in fact, you can lift your people out of poverty with NGOs. Now, I mean, I'm just talking, I'm looking for a loophole within the system of government and that they tied you down. So there is no excuse why these people can tell me today that they're not being able to act. The reason the kings are not being able to act is beyond me. The same way the reason the pastors who claim to have faith and preach the modern prosperity. I saw Pastor Chris yesterday telling us that they believe in prosperity. Yes, Pastor Chris, do you preach prosperity or you show leadership in prosperity? How do you preach prosperity? You, the prosperous church. How? Is it not you lead the people into to prosper? I thought that is what Moses did. Moses did not just sit down and say, hey, I'm sure that is the land. No, he said, let's go. You sit there and you say, let's go. Well, how do you motivate these people? Other than you collect offerings and tithe. Exactly the same way this guy's here now with me, the kings. You know, imagine today, Nigerians. Like I said yesterday, if these traditional rulers begin to really carry, they roll their sleeves and say, let's go, my people. Let's go. No. I am a king. Today we're going to work. Today we're going to set up. You know, and these things I'm talking about, I didn't say physical work. Oh. Set up ideas. A king, let me use another word for a leader. See, a leader, they don't just point to the mountaintop. They help to map out the route. That's exactly. This involves strategy, planning, and breaking down a big goal into an achievable steps. Oh, hallelujah. Let me repeat that. They don't just point to the mountaintop. That's not what Moses did. They help to map out the route. Like I said, this involves strategy, planning, and breaking down a big goal into achievable steps. That is one of the things a leader will do. So, sir, your people, they cannot have good education in your area. A king, you exist. And in your community, in your kingdom, the schools are not okay. And you are sitting down in the palace. You see, people are dying of preventable diseases. So you couldn't set up a small primary health care, which does not even, in fact, everybody will partner with you. Let me put it this way. I'm going to challenge my kings first. If the 24 kingdoms in my 24 kings in my place, if they open a primary health care and they now do their own personal launching and begin to seek donors from the people abroad and those of them they know, and even tap help from government and international community and all the NGOs that are, because some people have died, they left some money, they want to put that money somewhere. Are you telling me that they will not be able to raise money? In the UK, you can go to charity shop to buy some things, because people go and give their what the money going to use, they give it to charity. Those charity will raise money to either to fund education or to cure cancer. They're doing so many things. I don't know how it is in Nigeria, but there must be a way to raise money for your NGO, sir. How come that the king will sit down in his palace and wait for miracle to happen? The same way a pastor, the same way a pastor will sit in the pulpit every Sunday making noise, because as far as I'm concerned, you're making noise, sir. A true pastor will lead the way. If you are a prosperous pastor, do you preach prosperity? Then move people to prosperity. Do not just say it, make it happen. Pastor Chris said it, let it be in you. Show it, exhibit it, let people know. It's not about even letting people know. It will show up, it will clear. People will follow you. You don't even talk. Sometimes you don't talk, you run, and people run with you. If a pastor say every morning, let's go jogging, because of the health of my congregation, everybody will jog with you, sir. Because you are the pastor, they believe in you. The same way you are the king, they believe in you. See, because we don't take our role in society. Because we don't do that. That's why the political boys are so important today. These are the least people in community. Look at the people ruling you now. These are the people. And look at their background. Look at your background. Muna no verso. Do you know one funny thing? I'm sorry. Listen, I'm going to say this. Do you know these men are more sound in education mentally than the people you see here? Mona, I'm not insulting anybody, but I'm just saying, let us think. Do you know that these kings are more sound mentally, education-wise, than the politicians? So, okay. So, what is making the politician being able to lead and you are not being able to lead, other than the money that is there? You see, the only thing that makes a politician more powerful than you is that he has the pot of money that is coming. And and the funniest thing is, the politicians in Nigeria don't even make money. They don't. They are lucky. Nigeria now only getting money from oil. That's the only money they are spending on. So the only reason you've kept yourself like a mumu is because your politician is spreading stolen money, because that money is oil money of some people, because the whole country is not working, because that is the thing we're looking. See, Nigerians, I'm confused, How can these intelligent men be led by somebody that is lower than them mentally by in fact, if you read them, the leaders will be 10, they will be 100. And they're the one leading us, leading you. And you seem to be comfortable with it. And I'm not saying you should go and fight, but can you show your own leadership? Because by the time you show leadership, they will be scared. They will come to you. You don't need to go. No. You see, we have seen over the years now that even this so-called president, they go to this Adeboye. I saw. I don't know what they do. Good luck, sir. Good luck. They say Obama could like him. You see, Good luck went to Adeboye for prayer. They all come to you. Now I know. This one is this our guy here. The winners. Now there, where did they go? Do you understand? So these people already see you as a leader. But the insult is you call yourself a spiritual leader, which is the wrong one. Because that's not the message you are preaching. You are preaching prosperity. Unfortunately, you don't act as a prosperous teacher. You are a prosperous by mouth. I preach prosperity by mouth. And that is saying it's equal to faith without work. It's an insult. It's a temptation on the side of God. God does not perform magic. God will give you miracle. And miracle is showing you what I'm saying now. The only way God performed miracle was to encourage Moses. Tell Moses, let's go. He built Moses up. And Moses, it was not God that took the children of Israel out of Egypt. It was Moses' leadership, inspired by God, that God told Moses, if you do this, they will go. And Moses believed, and Moses faced it, and there were obstacles on the way. If it's God, then who are you to have obstacle then? Because God will not come and do it for you. Now you're deceiving us. God will not come and do it for you. It was not God that fought the Egyptians. It was the Israelites that said, no, we are going. And when it was what they fought, it wasn't God though. So, and we get the case of David. It was David that fought. It wasn't God. The battle is the battle that a man will fight. Why are you claiming that it's God that's going to fight their battle and God is not the one fighting your own battle? The money you have now, it's not God that is giving it to you. It's the church giving it to you. Or your businesses. Let me give you some credit now. This is that man a businessman. What I'm saying is, this your prosperity preaching. Can we practicalize it in the church? Not with the mouth. You see, what I'm trying to say today is leadership is not a I just put a good word now. Can you help your people now, your church members? Can you help them map the route? Be strategic. You know? Plan, break it down. Okay, you want to be rich. By now, every member of the church, we have a house. How are we going to do that? Break this, it's a big task. Oh, how are we all going to have a house? Yes, now you break it down, sir. This is what we're going to do. By the time we do this, everybody will have a house. There's nothing we cannot achieve as human beings. If the children of Israel will walk out of Egypt, then we can do this. We can work out with your leadership, sir. Again, you see the problem. The churches are sitting down, the pastors are getting fat in their church, telling you they are leaders, not knowing who is a true leader is. They call themselves religious leader. What is the word leader? The last time I checked, you're not a religious leader, sir. Because if you are, you put your faith to work. The same way I am saying to my traditional big men here that, hey, one of the novels that are using this image today. I used it yesterday, I used it today. Now, we are in a state we should be happy. I think we should be smiling because God is with us. Now, the question I want to ask Nigeria is, what do you want God to do for you? If God gives you this set of leaders, I've not come to the political leaders. God give you kings. He gave you pastors. And God has given you political leaders. We're going to see them later. That's where I'm going now. I'm going to bring them in now. What do you want God to do for you again? The last time, listen, God gave you a land flowing with milk and honey. He gave you people who can work. That's the human resources, the talent. And he gave you 3 unique set of leaders. We have the imam. We have the imam. We have the pastors, religious. We have traditional rulers across the country. And now we have political leaders. The only reason why we are where we are is because the leaders are not acting. They are not leading us. That's why the topic of today is, who is a leader? They should all go and think about what I'm talking about today. Are you a leader, sir? If you're a leader, what are you leading? Show us the way. Let me see you leading, sir. And leadership, like I said, like I reminded the pastor, leadership is somebody having a faith. You know the way you're going. You're breaking it down. You follow, you now lead them there. It's not something you say with your mouth. Have you seen your king of late? What kind of leadership does your king give? Do you know that your king can actually transform your lives? Forget about even nobody. Forget about everybody. Do you know they can? And this is where they are lacking. And this is where we need to let them know that if they get up, they can do more. And the last time I was with the young king of Agbaruto, it's my own man here, and I was saying to him, the guy, they all been to Israel. They can go to Holland. Trust me, if you come to Europe today, maybe even if your leaders are not doing well, I don't see any reason coming to Europe when I have the university right there with me. If I'm a king, I don't need to come to Europe. But maybe I want to move so fast. I just want to show up. If not, I will just only call on some, go to one of the universities and say, okay, you know what? This is the land I have. Today we're going to cultivate this land with my people. Oh my God. That is it. You see, the Bible said, this is not the Christian, it says you confess salvation and you believe unto righteousness. All you need to do first is identify a goal. This is my land, and we're going to build an estate. This portion of this land in this kingdom will be an estate. In my time, I'm going to redevelop my kingdom. They're going to have estate. Do you know there's no single organized city in the Yoruba nation? Not one. Not one. We have kings. I talk now the kings. In your kingdom, that the kingdom you see, I want to leave me alone. No, sir. The reason why we are stagnant is because you did not show leadership. All you need to say is pronounce certain things. You see, when you visualize it, that the Christ come to speak today, and I can see the picture of what I'm talking about. As I'm talking, I can see. When I see that, I begin to put it into action. I begin to break it down. So first, I will confess it. We're going to have housing, 10 estates in my time. 10. And that's it. Wow. It looks so big. That you know what a leader is? A leader will now break it into achievable goals. I'm not going to build the 10 estates at once, but how am I going to achieve that? I begin to map our strategy, how we're going to get there. And I'm still talking of the kings. And same thing with the churches. I'm coming down to when we come to our political leader, we're going to see that we don't really have leaders in the country. If I could hold the kings and the pastors accountable, imagine what I would do to the so-called political leaders. Let's talk about them for 1 minute. Have you seen Oborori? Have you seen President Tinubu and Okowa? See, these are confused people. In the first place, I don't expect much from them. You see why I didn't start with them? The question is, you look at their mentality. It's no insult to them. Look at the mentality of the people you voted into power. What do you expect from them? The last one I saw was that Edo State governor. What do you expect from them? These are people playing only politics. All they understand is how I'm going to get to power and then share resources. That is the leadership they know. Oh no, wait. Oboriwori contesting for the office of the governor of Delta State have no vision of what Delta State going to be. If you look at the thing they wrote, the more agenda, go and look at it. Whether there is any substance in it, if you ask Oboriwori to defend the more agenda, whether he can talk about it for 25 minutes, it's not his fault. And so I'm no more expecting too much from them. But it's sad that our political leadership, which is the main source of our challenge, they don't understand, they don't even know, they don't have a vision of what the society will look like. That's why we are where we are. Somebody that comes to, in fact, oh, I spoke to one man, he's late now, and I remember him. You know, like during the governorship election in Delta State, I have the opportunity to speak to almost all of them except for Boriwori, and I spoke to Tom Agege. And in my communication, I found I was looking for the man with the vision. Of course, Roland have to step down. And I met Baggy. He was very pompous, but I loved the man. He was the kind of person I would never have voted for in my life, but I love him after speaking to him. You know what he had? He had a little vision of what he wanted to be, what Delta State to be. I had the opportunity to interview Ogboru. Ogboru had a vision. You see him talking, the man was not just carrying an agenda. He called it the Jubilee. It wasn't just a paperwork. He had a clear vision. You know the chairman of all, one the one you will not even respect. He's the one that had a clear vision of what he wants to do with the state. No, see, when you have a vision, it boils in you. You can't stay. You can't rest. If anybody have a vision, he cannot rest. And to be fair to him, his vision is what he's doing now. His vision is a Delta State that have a very beautiful roads. And that's what he's doing. You can't blame the man. And I cannot blame you all at all. In fact, blaming Tinubu would be wrong. You cannot blame them. They are now doing their vision of why they came to power. But Nigeria, this is the problem. By the time I started this show, I have a heart problem, and you are treating ulcer. Death is imminent. Because the heart problem is going to kill me soon. Did you hear me? My problem is heart. I'm treating, my heart is failing and I need it treated. The man that diagnosed me, my doctor is treating ulcer. Let me break down. The Nigerian problem is not what the leaders are solving. If I ask you today in one simple English, Oboriwori, what is the problem we face in Delta State? You tell me, oh, we don't have access to good road. You see, we don't have lights. See, it's like, you know, that is how a layman will think. You are more than a layman. Because our problem is not electricity. Our problem is not the road. The question is, why don't we have electricity? Why don't we have road? That is when you begin to solve the problem. Why don't we have food? So because if you say this, then you begin to do that. No, you've not cured the problem. Maybe the problem is that we don't have the people to help us construct road continuously. That's why we don't have road. So maybe what I'm going to do in my first 2 days, in my first 3 months in office, is to train people who will continue to construct road. I will not give contract at all. The road will be constructed by me, by Delta people, for Delta, in the same Delta State. I will not go and bring Julius Vega to construct road. Where will I spend 70 billion on Julius Vega? When I have people I can train to construct our road. Julius Vega people, they get 50 heads. Where I come from? You see, this is the problem. So, you cannot blame these people. You see the other one there, that's Okowa. He don't get where they go. And now he's confused. He's not a very humble man. The Okowa I knew before was very humble before he became a governor. Then he became this. And now he's humbled. Yeah, I don't get sympathy for you at all. The man you are afraid of now should be your best friend. Tinubu should be your best friend. Imagine the worst. Because if this country continues to deteriorate the way we are going, we're going to end up somewhere. We're going to end up in chaos. And the first people that will be a target will be you, the politicians that have stolen money. They will come after you and that you guys will not have a place. Are you guys not scared? I don't pray that happen to us. But he that refuses a peaceful change makes a violent one inevitable. When you push people to the wall, what are they going to do? In fact, the lack of leadership on them, they're going to bounce on you because you're the leader. You're the one that is, you see, the frustration will be on you because to those much is given, much is expected. You've been given the matter of leadership to take them out of poverty. What you've done is you use it to enrich yourself. The same thing with the pastors. The same thing. It's just I cannot hold traditional leaders accountable. But in a way, your lack of leadership is also speaking a volume. It speaks volume. And in a situation like this, yeah, you're going to say you don't have money. What makes you not to have money? That's all I hear is we don't have money. I'm going to talk to the area of finance towards the end of the show. What makes you not to have money? The only reason Tinubu have money is because oil is coming from somewhere. Can't you find out your money? In the fact, it is a decision to be poor. Have you seen poor people? If you see any poor man, you will see why. You will know why he's poor. You will see the thing he's doing. That's why he's poor. If you wake up in the morning and you go out and do things, you will not be poor. I've seen it myself. I've tasted poverty. I've tasted wealth. Wealth does not come by accident. It comes from the things you do. What are you people doing, traditional rulers, that is going to bring money? Oh, you want to wait like Tinubu? So all your money will come and you spend. Is Tinubu going to end up anywhere? Look at him. Look at the Buriwuri. If I am so praying that Nigerians will wake up to the reality of what I'm talking about. That we can get ourselves out of poverty. If these three arms of leaders, if they just can sit up and they all do the needful. The traditional rulers do their own bits. Like yesterday, I was just only talking about tourism in Nigeria, what the traditional rulers can do. It will be amazing. In their own kingdom, in their different kingdoms. And then if you do that well in your kingdom, and then you now do the national one, how can you be so blessed? What do you want from Nigeria, from God? For you people, you know why you people are fighting? You know why the Yoruba man don't agree with the Igbo man? Why the Igbo man don't like the Hausa man? It's poverty, which is coming from lack of leadership. Can I say that again? The reason people are fighting, the ordinary people fighting, they are the victims, so they are not fighting themselves. It's because of your fault, your leadership failure. Because if the Igbo kingdom or if the Igbo area is well developed, they are doing well, they don't have your time. Out of now not knowing that they have a problem, they now go out to look for something to eat. In the problem, in the course of doing that, they get into problem and they're going to fight. But who is the cause of their problem? Why are they poor? Why are the Igbo people man poor? It's not because the land is poor. It's not because the Igbo man is mentally poor. It's because the leadership there is poor. And the leadership I'm talking of now, I'm not talking of political leadership. I'm talking of religious leadership and traditional leadership. And all kind of other form of leadership. Do you know what I can see in Igbo land? They are individually growing, but they couldn't come together. If the Igbo people come together to do things together, in fact, they will fly. With the amount of things they're able to do, you find that they'll go somewhere and they'll gather themselves and they'll start to trade and do that. But again, you still see that division. But then they still manage to say, oh, you know, when you're outside, you don't have a choice. You have to, because when we're in Europe now, a black man is my brother. In Nigeria, every black man is your brother. Because when you are outside, you begin to look for who is closer to you. That's why the Igbo man pretend to be close to one another. They are not. If they are together, then they will have massive cooperation in business today. You will see, in fact, the kind of things I can see. OMG. Again, those things are the things a leader will bring in. That's where Kano was coming in. That's why I'm telling Kano, I'm not Nigeria. I won't even need Biafra, but I will create Biafra inside Nigeria. Hey, Nigerians, I said I will create Biafra inside Nigeria. What I need to do? Kano, please go and read how Marcus Garvey did it. Marcus Garvey did not create a new nation inside America because they would have killed him faster. But what he did, he created wealth among black people. He told black people to come together. And the money he was using, that is a Moses. The money Marcus Garvey used was the money of the people, for the people, and by the people. Now, can you look at your people, Kano? What you have there is wealth, money. Money. All you need to do is behave like Marcus Garvey. See, we are divided now. They are taking advantage of us. If we put our resources together. Now, you see, you guys, I saw one beautiful movie, which is even made in the Igbo land. The man picked up a broom. And he said, individually you can break a broom. Right? But if you put a broom together, you can't break it. That is the strength of coming together. Individually, the Igbo man is doing well now. But they can be broken. The reason you are broken is because you are broken. If you come together, you can't break you anymore. That is where we're looking for a leader. A leader will say, who will teach us that it's only coming together that can make us not to be broken. That's where the traditional rulers are coming in. That is where the do well. That's where the Aduma would have done well. That's where the Aduduwa would have done well. Now these people telling you they were looking for, what kind of political freedom are you looking for? Hey, that's political. What your people need is economic emancipation, sir. Look at what Marcus Garvey did. If they didn't stop Marcus Garvey, he would have created the black nation. In fact, the guy was having his own military almost inside the United States too. But legally, who were you there not to invite Marcus Garvey to whatever you want to do? Because he's one that's going to speak for the black people. You see, Kano, you'll be speaking for the whole of the Igbo nation today, without even going away. You see, you guys need Kano. The Igbo race, you need Kano. But you need that kind of leader. It's what I'm praying to have in every part of the country. You know, somebody that should be put in prison, he should be allowed to go home and organize his people and lead them out of poverty to prosperity. You don't need to have Biafra. You can lead them to Biafra now. The Biafra can exist today. You don't need to leave Nigeria first. It's just the way I'm saying now. You know what I told them? I said there can be Robo Nation inside Nigeria. That was my proposition. And you know what I gave my people? I gave them the Robo Commonwealth. Maybe this recipe, if you try it everywhere across the country, you'll be surprised that people will be lifted out of poverty. The federal government will be watching, will be asking, what is going on there? Because those guys are not, they are idiots. Have you seen the Nigerian government? They are confused. They don't know what they're doing. I can tell you today that all the Nigerian government, the person that is running for a political office is how to get there. Get money from oil and share it. And of course, if I'm in power, the Hausa man already knows that, oh, when I'm in power, I can give my people more money. And they are now lazy to the core. But this go to the north, they're still having the highest number of poor people because the mentality is already poor. The Igbo man who has never been tested president is actually prospering more than you. Why? Because the poverty, the riches will not come from the money you collect from oil. It's going to come from how you make the people it's a structure. It's a kind of leadership you give them. Like I'm saying today, the leadership you want to give to me, the last time I checked, somebody say, oh, he brought school. He brought that, say he's a madman. That's not leadership. Do you understand leadership, sir? A leader is somebody that will put the people together and show them a new direction. When I say the direction, a direction that will take them out of where they are to a better place. That's a leader. And he will not point it. He will make it work. When I started Robo Nation, I was only speaking. Then I said, no. Even if I shout here, till thy kingdom come, it's not going to change the people. So I have to devise a way. First, I now strategize. My strategy was the Robo Commonwealth. It's not going to fail. And now I need to work on it. Even me saying I have Robo Commonwealth, it's not changing anything on ground at the moment. But by the time I make it to work, you will see what will happen to the Robo people. I'm going to use Robo as an example in Nigeria. What am I talking about? Is that, do you know that you can change the Benin kingdom? The Benin people. The question I ask is, why does that Christ need to do it? Why do I need one to do to change the Yoruba nation when I have Yoruba kings? All I need to do is put them together and let them do the job. The question is, why do somebody else need to come and change the Shekiri nation when you are the Shekiri king? Why do they come to change the people in Oni in Ife if you are the Oni? Sir, you can do this. You cannot sit down and say you are a king. You've not shown one single leadership. It's not going to take us anywhere. We can't get there if we want to get there. You see these people? The most deceitful and the most part of them is these guys. You know what? I'm ashamed of you guys, because sometimes you guys talk so well. You say things that you will not do, but you're actually doing it for yourself. And that's why I no more respect you. Otherwise, it's not everybody anything you say that you can do, but you're actually doing it for yourself. Meaning you know what to do. You're not just passing on, or maybe God would have not given you that inspiration. Then get out of the altar, because you have the power of the congregation. Exactly what I'm saying. You see, a nation, I love the word. They said, what they call them in it, they call the nation of Islam. You can have the nation of the Redeemed Church. The nation of you created it, sir. But you just created a nation. The winners. The winners is a nation. It's actually bigger than the Robo nation, because you are controlling some millions of people. The Redeemed have more, is a bigger nation. What is a nation? A nation is a set of people that shares common values. Oh, define, look at the word nation. And there are different types of nation. We have the ethnic nation, but now you have a religious nation. Every nation is a nation. Exactly what I was saying. I was talking about the Igbo nation just now, and I referred to Kano. This is a nation of people. A nation can come together under a leadership of one leader or a structured leader, and they will take themselves out of poverty. And that is the thing I'm trying to diagnose today on this show. I've gone nowhere. I am still struggling to make my point clear to you. But I'm trying to put it, to actually maybe carry myself from here and put it there. Because when you run a church and you have a congregation of about 10 million people, you're already a nation. And I go and look at the definition of the word nation. And that's what I love. In America, then they call them the nation of Islam. What is a nation? Who are nations? Go and define it. And a nation that will come together. You see what is during the days of nation of Islam? See, they were not just making money. The money they gathered in that nation of Islam, they used it to set up restaurants, but in fact, laundries, newspapers. In fact, they were setting up supermarkets. They did business among themselves, and they were prospering. The question I ask you today, in your nation of the Redeemed Church, is it only you that is meant to prosper, or the Redeemed as a nation need to move from where they are to the next level? Don't you see these people as your own? You just created a nation unknown to you. And God will honor you. God will love you for what you have done. Because the thing God needed is something that can put people together in one flock. Because God knows when you come together in one flock, that is when you're going to leave poverty. That's when you're going to get to where He wants you to get to. Individually, you cannot. Let me repeat that. Anybody that is able to organize a nation gets a unique blessing from God. And you have the power. That's why Jesus Christ said, follow me and I'll make you fishers of men. You become a fisher of men and you've got it. And when you got the features of men, what do you have? You have wealth. That's why these guys are rich. If you can gather people together today, you're automatically rich. Let me say it. It doesn't matter church. Any way you use to gather people together. If you have them, you are rich. Okay. Let me repeat that. If you have people gathered together in a place, you are rich. It's not, the wealth is not even only cash. You are rich. The question is, what do you do with them? You know, I was talking to my own people, the Robo Nation, and I was saying to them, we have the Robo people, we're about 10 million people, and we have an organization called the UPU. And I was saying to, oh God, we are a nation of a people, yes, and we call ourselves an ethnic nation. Nation or nation, we are a nation. The question, don't call yourself ethnic, because that's why you are confused. Don't set up a stupid cultural group to lead a nation of 10 million people. You're stupid. Set up an ESCO that will run the affairs of the people like an executive, properly run the affairs of a nation. Don't underrate yourself. See, the nation of Biafra should not just be a word of mouth. It should be a government in place that is actually leading the people to prosperity. You see, by the time you play this game well, you'll be able to make Nigerian government to keep quiet wherever they are. They are like people that capture us right now. But in a way, it is good. What I'm saying is that we're going to have a confederation inside the same federation. See, the Nigerian government could not set up the confederation, it's not working, but we can have the confederation inside the federation. By having this different group of people empowering one another, you see that whatever we're looking for, the leadership that is lacking at the federal level, God has actually given it to us. That's what I'm saying. Because what we lack is leadership, really. And because we have different nations, the Igbo nation, the nation of Redeemed Church, the kingdom of winners, the kingdom of the synagogue, you know, these are different. And then we have this king there. You see, these are all different nations. If the nation of Nigeria is failing, if Delta State as a nation, because Delta State is a nation, you know, they call it a state. A state is a nation. Another word for nation is state. Another word for nation is a state. It's a smaller nation inside a nation. That's why you have a governor. And when you go down to the local government, it's another nation. Now, what I'm trying to say is that if the people running these nations don't understand their own job, their own role, that their job is to lead people, which is our number one challenge. Maybe when we move out of here, we'll move. But right now, our number one challenge is to move out of poverty into a better place. And that should be the priority of anybody that calls himself a leader. So what I'm saying is that if you are the leader of the Igbo nation, I saw the Ohanese, it's not only to organize the end of year party. And I won't do like Robo people now. The Igbo man is known for wealth creation. I've been looking around, I'm looking for the Igbo bank. You know, if Igbo people create a bank, not the individual man creating banks, those are businessmen. The Ohanese bank. Imagine what it's going to look like. You said you are a leader of an Igbo people, you cannot even think of something outside that. Ohanese bank. Imagine the Oduduwa bank, the Arewa bank. Well, how can you get that wrong? Only the sound of it alone. And when you now have a bank, what is that you cannot do? You cannot farm. The Oduduwa farms. And you look at the different model of farming these days. Look at the different things you can do. You know why we are where we are? Leadership. We don't have it. And I pray God will give it to us soon. And very, very soon. Listen, my people, I am here today to rock you, and I'm going to rock you hard. And I'm not nice. Now, every day that I come on the show, I've been hard on these people. You know, and I try to fight them. The question I ask them is, if you call Oboriwori or the President Tinubu a leader, now let's look at the attribute of a leader. Let's look at it. Number one, I said a leader will articulate a clear, compelling picture of a better future, The answer where we're going. Can you ask these people? Can you see that in these guys? That is one of the attributes of a leader. Number one, you can go. A leader will know where we're going, and he's going to say, "Okay, this is where we're going, and this is how we're going to get there." Then he know where we're going. He doesn't stop there. He now structure, he strategize, and plan a way how to break it down. Okay, if we're going to get there, we're going to start from here. Because Prince Abuta will teach me something. He said the most complex things are made up of the simplest things. Is it not true? The most complex things you see are made up of the simplest things. So I'm going to get there. But to get there, these are the things that I need to get together. Because what makes that there, that bigger thing you see, is made up of small things. So those are the small things you're going to map, put together, and now begin to assemble them until you get there. It can't be that difficult. And that's number two. Can you see that in Oborigori? Where is he leading? Then I said again, a true leader will provide the tools, knowledge, and confidence for people to walk the path themselves. They don't do the job themselves. Exactly what I said. When the thing that failed Marcus Garvey was that he was actually too much in it too. But he couldn't see people because where he's coming from, not many of them, but some people bought the vision, and that's why they carry the vision on. That's why people like us still carry the vision today. You see, what you need is not me, not that the Chris doing it, but the people doing it. Now, this is what you do. Every day I come here and I say to people in Uroboland, you don't need your own universities. You don't need your own bank. Because you're going to die soon. Whether you like it or not, sir, you're going to die soon. What you need is Urobo Bank. It's Urobo University. You see, you think outside yourself because you don't need it. The truth is you don't need it. And if you bring this leadership into the nation, if you bring this act of telling the people that this is you, what did I tell the people? I said, I'm going to set up a business that there will be not only investors, there will be the shareholders, and there will be the workers. So you invest in yourself. Now, this is the beauty of it. If I invest my money alone, it will not be enough. But if we invest the money together, we'll do a bigger thing. And it will be beneficial to every one of us. The thing I don't have, you have it. The thing, you see, and we will buy from ourselves. Who is going to be a loser there? We are all winning. That is the power what leadership brought, what you see in the leader. A Delta State as it is. Do you know Delta State don't have a bank? Delta State don't have an airline. Delta don't have a farm. No, the farm they're talking about is going to empower, it's going to, the one I use, the last one I use, creating an enabling environment. That is the language I hear, Akbar. You know what to be an enabling environment? No, sir. It's not time for that. It's time for these people to be the environment. If you talk to them to do the business, in fact, you're going to be smiling, sir. If you follow the model I'm talking about, you'll be resting, you'll be thanking God, you'll be saying that the Christ you said it. Because the people can do something more than you can ever imagine. But you don't tell them, you don't make them, you just make them do the work. Imagine a situation where you create an airline in Delta State to be owned by people, by Delta people. That is, Delta State government may just say, okay, because we are rich as a government, we'll bring in 50%. The remaining 50%, let people buy the shares. And the people that buy the shares, they are the people, most of them are the people that work there. See, let them be the one to appoint the board of directors. Because they now want to make sure their money does not go away. Let them monitor it. You see, the only reason Oborigori can make away with all the money and nobody's talking is because it's not our money. If I put my money there, I will ask you, where's the money? If I know, listen, the only reason you allow 400 million coming to your community, that the local government food to spend the money, and still you go take your wife, and you see the thanking him, is because you didn't contribute. A situation where the state now make everybody to now participate and let you know you are a stakeholder. If you can understand that you are a stakeholder in the money coming to your local government, you will be angry more than me now. You will ask the local government chairman, where's the money? How did you spend it? If it's your money, will you spend it like this? Come on, man. Don't do this. See, the accountability we are looking for will automatically come out because we will be shareholders in our own state, in our own nation. We'll be investors in our own nation. And we will be the workers in our own nation. And I say to people in the diaspora, what I'm talking about now, don't you want to go back to Nigeria one day and go to a school nearby you and begin to teach, even if it's a primary school? And you will live longer because you're going to die here soon. But if you're there, you live in the sun and you go, you have people, we have that community life. You will live long, man. You will live long, sir. You don't need to be here for too long. If we don't build there, we're going to be dying here soon. I am saying to you, this one I'm saying is good for every single one of everybody I know. I said the last word that came. They lead from the front, demonstrating values, work ethic, and perseverance required to succeed. You see what I'm saying? Marcus Garvey was working at home, at work. The man had no time. He had nothing for himself. All he was seeing was because the vision was boiling in him. He was nobody. If you take the movement out of Marcus Garvey is dead. Because everything in him was I'd say a true leader will be. A leader is somebody that will sacrifice himself. He will become the vision. I don't understand. That's why Jesus Christ died. Jesus Christ become the vision. He said, this is my body, which shall be shed for you and for all men. And this is the blood of my covenant. Because at that moment, he becomes the movement. A leader will become the movement. Because all he can think about is just the vision. And there's no way you will not get there. I'm going to go on a quick break. When I come back, I'm going to try and throw a little words of advice and close my show today. Don't forget, the topic today is I'm exploring who is a leader. Don't go away. Stay with me.
Find your sanctuary in the heart of the city. Live the life you deserve in an exquisite apartment. SRTV Luxury Shortlet Apartment, Lagos, is a place where your comfort is rest assured. Welcome to SRTV Shortlet Apartment, part of the prestigious SRTV Real Estate family. Why choose us? Prime location, nestled in the heart of Lagos, close to key attractions, business hubs, and vibrant nightlife. Modern interiors, fully furnished, stylish apartments designed to provide the ultimate comfort. Luxury redefined, vacation perfected. 24/7 security. Enjoy peace of mind with round-the-clock security and CCTV surveillance. Top-notch amenities, high-speed Wi-Fi, smart TV, air conditioning, fully equipped kitchen, and lots more. Perfect for business travelers, family vacations, romantic getaways, special events, and more. Book your stay today and experience Lagos like never before. Call +234 8143 582856 or +447 4388 93190 or email us at realestate@superiortelevision.com. SRTV Shortlet Apartment, where comfort meets luxury.
A very big welcome back to you. Today is the 19th of November. The year has come to an end, and the year is 2025. My name is Daddy Chris, and this is State of the Nation. I'll be taking a very deep look at the things that we lack as a people, and I have tried in my own way to touch upon it. And I want to quickly do a little recap of what I've been talking about. I said Nigeria is so blessed with natural resources. We're blessed with human resources. So the only thing, that's why I came up with a show called The Next President. It's a show I designed to bring out leaders And this is very deep for me. And this is my pain. Having stayed in Europe for some time and having studied the Nigerian state, I found out that only one thing is missing, because we have human resources, we have natural resources. What is we need is somebody that can help to coordinate or put the natural and human resources together to do greater things. Let me put it this way. We have stones, granites. Even in Ondo State, we have what's the come of the backside, something we have in Ondo State. They used to do the quota. I forgot the bitumen. We have bitumen in Ondo State. So we have all this natural deposit to construct roads. Listen to me, my people. All the things we need to construct roads, we don't need to bring it from outside. It's in Nigeria. Now, we have men and women who already have the training to construct road, or who have the potential to be trained to construct road. But we are not constructing roads. The question I ask is, why are we not constructing road? Now listen to me, easy. So we have bitumen, we have stones, we have granite, we have everything, we have the sand. We can pack some from the river and chop sand to pour on the road and actually construct the road. What we don't have is what is confusing me. We have the men with the right mentality, with the right energy to pour the sand on the road, but we're not constructing roads. That's why I came up with the fact that what we lack is somebody that will help us to coordinate the human and the natural resources. And that is the leadership I'm talking about. That's why I created the show called The Next President, to train the future leaders. The future leaders I was training are not people who are going to come and think about leadership. So these are the elements I'll be talking about on the show today. So once I identified that and I said, oh, what we need in Nigeria is nothing but a leader. What we need leaders. The word is leaders, not one leader, leaders. And that is what prompted me to create that show called The Next President, where I put young people together to run for the office of the governors, the president, local government chairman, but on a reality show, because I don't have the power to do so, but I'm doing it. Even what you see what I'm saying to the kings, you don't have to do it directly. You can do it indirectly, because you can train people, you can inspire people. Maybe that's even better than even going to the main power. Okay, let's come to that. So now that we understand that, now that we know that we have natural resources and we have human resources, a true leader will come and say, okay, I want to construct road. I'm Uboriwori, I've become the governor of Delta State, and I need to construct road, and I need it on the long term. I have the direct labor agency, all right? I have sand, I have granite. I can order some bars from bitumen from Ondo State, and I can start to construct my roads. Now, if I have shortage of some manpower, maybe in construction engineers, I'm going to go and train them. And this training is not going to be 1 year, 6 months training, because we're talking about some practical things that they could put to work. This nonsense they teach you in the university is not going to be useful to you now. You're going to come now and construct. You're going to train them specially to construct road for Delta State. And you start to work. And that work will continue non-stop. Imagine the number of roads the body would have constructed if he had come up with the strategy I'm talking about. Because why we are not constructing road, it's not because we don't have the human being to construct the road. It's not because we don't have the resources the natural resources to construct road. It's because we lack the leadership. At the end, what did he do? He sent 70 billion to Julius Berger to come and construct road. I'm not criticizing him. That is what he knows. And I'm not blaming him. But that is not leadership. A true leader will now look at what he has, what he needs, and how to put this together. That's why I said you strategize. My people, you strategize as a leader. And at the point in time, you're going to come out on the road. I like some of the things he's doing, but not to go and commission road, but to come and work with them. Hey, today we work. You see the governor working. Everybody will start to work. But unfortunately, those are not the kind of leaders. When I talk, they get angry with me. Of course, you don't expect him, who is already an old man. That's why I don't say somebody of my age to even be Nigerian president. How am I going to be able to do the work? So what I'm saying is this: Nigerians, we don't lack a single thing. Oh, you know, I said beside it all. He said that our problem is that of one thing, and that is that of leadership. And you guys don't understand this meaning of this word leadership. And when I talk about leadership today that we don't have it, maybe today you will try to understand what I mean when I say Nigerians don't have leaders. But funny enough, only on today's show, I've identified three nations. When I use the word nations to identify leaders, because a leader is you lead the people. You cannot lead if you don't have the people you're leading. Tinubu will not be leading, is leading Nigeria. A leader will lead the people. Tinubu is the leader of the Nigerian state. Oborowori is the leader of Delta State. My king is the leader of Ogara Kingdom. And Adeboye is the leader of the Redeemed Nation. Listen, don't get it wrong. These are all nations. Because a nation is a group of people that shares common values and prosperity. They wish to live together. The people that live together are already a nation. And if you organize them, then you've just created a nation. So what these guys have done in the name of Christ is they've created nations, and credit to them. The question is, why are you not leading the people to prosperity, sir? And you say you call yourself a prosperity teacher. Yes, but why are you not taking them to prosperity? Because you are only talking. You are not. You need to now come and look at the strategies you need to do to having created this nation. You now need to make it work. You need to tell them where they should be going, because at least you guys have been able to identify that you need to. A prosperity teacher is a very good one. I like that. So you're not pushing prosperity. You're helping people to get out of poverty to a better place. I like that bit of it. But and I came down the same place. I said, in that case, you need to strategize, sir. You give them the knowledge, yes, but first you need to strategize, and then you give them the knowledge, because the people are the people that are going to do the job, and then you lead the way. You follow. You see, like I said, at the point in time, I don't know, for those of you who are Muslims, Prophet Muhammad actually became the leader of a nation, a physical nation. When he was in Medina, he was administering the place. He did not separate himself from the people. And in the course of that leadership, one thing you don't get it is, when I talk of leadership now, they're going to talk about killing of people. No. It's about putting food on the table. Prophet Muhammad wouldn't have been able to lead them had there been no food. So the first thing you do is, how do we eat? How do we clothe? How do we shelter? That is the question a leader will ask. Now, guys, you guys created a leader. You created a kingdom. Thank you so much for that. But what has been voted into to become the governor of a state. Tinubu is the president of a state. You created a state, sir. Thank you so much. And God gave you a natural state. Natural one is one you have. That's why your own is even more powerful. You guys don't go anywhere. Now, Urban or they go transfer. The only thing we are looking for now, or that is lacking, sir, is leadership. There's no leadership if you sit down in the palace. There is no leadership if Oborowori sit down in his palace and it doesn't even think well. Because you can imagine what Oborowori would have done only as a leader. Oborowori is a politician, he's not a leader. Because if you're a leader, you will now look at what you have and try to do it. Yes, he's going to do the little ones, you understand. I've been too harsh on the guy. Maybe the only reason I'm used to being treated, I can see it. I can see it happening. I can see it. That's what the vision is. I can see a prosperous Delta state. You see, if I tell people today, we're going to have a refinery in Delta state, and people say, how are you going to have a refinery? That's a stupid my thinking. You already failed before you start. Now I know I'm going to have a refinery. Then I've started. The question is, how am I going to get there? Who and who do I need to set up the refinery? Oh my God. Listen, I want to construct roads. Let's follow Oboriwo's vision. Because let's follow his vision. Not my vision. His vision is to construct road, the more agenda. Let's construct road. These two men you see here, their vision was to construct road. Okay, if you want to construct road, then you ask yourself, in your own kingdom, you have a kingdom. It's called Kingdom of Delta State or the nation of Delta State. What do you have? You have sand, you have granite, you have everything in Delta State. And what you don't need, maybe you can get from Ondo State, bitumen. And the question is, you have money to buy them. Do you have the men to do it? Have you trained the people? If that is your vision, you not train. If the ones that have the power, the training already, the university is there. The ones that they've not trained, you not train them, or you now change your curriculum to suit you. The Nigerian curriculum, we'll come into that another day. That's what I'm going to look at tomorrow. The Nigerian curriculum, which is a shambles. It's a big failure. Again, you now tailor curriculum to your current need. It's not the fault of the Nigerian university right now, because it is what they've been taught to teach. Every day, the UK curriculum changes based on the new things you're going to do. If you come from the abroad, they give you your curriculum differently from the ones here. University curriculum are never static. And so Boriwo even gone there and said, these are the kind of skill we need. Delta State University, other than just creating university. These guys are the funny people, anyway, they are politicians. Other than just setting up universities, have you thought of what the university is going to produce for the state? The essence of having a school is to train people that the state need. Oboriwo, your vision is to construct roads. We have enough materials to construct the road. What we need is the people to construct the road. You have a university to train the young people. How come that they are not training people that are going to work on this road? I'm confused, man. I'm not Nigerian. You see, and you call them leaders. They're not leaders. They're not. And they're politicians, yes. But with the current situation we are now, we don't need politicians. What we need is leadership. And they don't have it. So that's why in my frustration, I now call on these people. You have a wonderful, I don't know your vision, sir, for your people. But it can start with a little. I'm not sure everybody in Redeemed Church are doing well. Everybody in Winners are doing well. Don't you care about these people? It's not about caring now. Don't you even want to make more money? Because the nation should continue to grow. Now, if you're collecting $1 million tithe, the man in the middle, you can collect 10. If you empower the people, how are you going to do that? You must always send them to go and look for money and come back. How about creating the wealth within them? How about making them to create more wealth for themselves? It will not even be out of place. This man, the owner of Redeemed Church, the church, I'm not saying the owner, the church can have a refinery. If Dangote could have a refinery, can this church have a refinery? Are you guys kidding me? This other one was able to set up the best university in Nigeria, meaning it is possible. You see, even if this university is owned by the church and is making money for the church and not for the people, I don't mind yet. Maybe you're starting, then I expect that the university is going to expand, because if you start by just only engaging those who cannot pay, you might struggle. So you might want to take people who can pay and use that to expand. It's a business plan. It's a strategy. It is not a sentimental thing. It's something you do so that you will see the result tomorrow. Unfortunately, this is not the line of thought of these people. They call themselves spiritual leaders. If you are a spiritual leader, why are you collecting money and tithe? Why are you collecting offering and tithe? What do you do with them? You for say money not that important. That you don't need money in the church then. You collect tithe and offering every Sunday. Your eyes they shook. And you are telling me you are a spiritual leader. Spiritual my ass. Come out and lead now. You created a nation. Thank you for creating a nation. Now lead the people to prosperity. The same thing you preach with your mouth. We're preaching prosperity. And like I quoted to you, I reminded you today. Faith without work is an insult in the sight of God. So when you pronounce prosperity, act on it. Make these people, you see, oh God, if your mouth cannot be, it's so good. If God could put prosperity in your mouth to say that I am a church that will treat prosperity, then you should be able to lead the people to prosper. they will prosper. And you will prosper, sir, and you can do it. Because you've created a nation that nobody can ever do. You just imitated Jesus. You are fishers of men. But Jesus Christ did not leave those 12 disciples. He picked them and he made them to walk with them. He stayed with them. He didn't leave them on the street. He didn't send them to go and bring money. Thank you very much. Let me close the show on my people. These are my big men. These are the people I believe in so much. I believe that if Nigeria is going to change tomorrow, these are the another reform I'm looking at. Because, I've already called for the reformation of the Nigerian state. We don't need a local government. These people should be our local government. Because they are more than local governments. But let's take it there first. Otherwise, we'll be looking at them being the state. But let them be the local government. Because the only reason you are actually trying to fight, not to be local government, not to be state, to be this, is because oil money is coming. So I think beyond oil. Oil is so small money. Nigeria is so blessed. Forget about oil. Can we get to that stage where a king now know I can do something without the oil? Do you know all these people you see here? It's a location that is coming to them again. But they are so rich, so blessed. They are so well placed to make money, to lead their people to prosperity. Instead, they are telling them that they are cultural leaders. I don't know what is cultural, sir. When you were made a king, did they tell you that you're going to be a cultural king? Are you a cultural king? That question I ask you. I don't talk about that yesterday, but I'm not to talk about them again today. Please show leadership. My people, show leadership. My kings, show leadership. You can do this. You guys can show leadership. You see, on that note, I will leave my king because I've suffered these people too much in the past 2 days. So let me put it this way. If we have leadership from these 3 blessed arms, and you think that is all the leaders we have, you're making a mistake. I mean, we have the religious leaders. That's what I'm saying. We have the political leaders and we have the traditional leaders. But do you know that actually Nigeria is so blessed with so much leadership? Like the different block, I talk about the different block of Nigeria forming themselves into nations within the nation of Nigeria. And don't break away from Nigeria. You know why I say so? We are fighting for the unification of Africa. How can you be breaking Nigeria? I don't understand it. I don't belong to that school of thought. In my book, Nigeria should be a state in Africa. So I will be the last person to be calling for the breakage of Nigeria. Instead, we will have a Nigeria that is made up of different nations inside the nation of Nigeria being a part of the United States of Africa. This is the advantage which the African Union have started. Anything you produce today in Nigeria, you can trade, you can sell in every part of Africa. Do you know what is called trade embargo? Trade barriers. Donald Trump is telling you cannot just bring anything into the United States. And they are right, they have the right to do so. You have the whole of Africa to sell whatever you are making. How can the Igbo man want to be away? You want to take Igbo away from the big market to the big African market? No, it doesn't make sense. Because that's not how God created this world. He created us to interdepend on one another. You want to take the Yoruba man away from trading with the rest of Africa? It doesn't make sense. You see, what we're looking for, the reason you are angry with the Nigerian state is because everybody's looking at oil money. And it's too small money. Within your local government, within your state, within your kingdom, within your nation, you can create so much wealth that the Nigerian government has not even seen. And it's not going to come with miracle. It's going to come from leadership. That's what I've been saying. With true leadership, all these things will come to bear. And I really want to thank you guys today because I'm getting tired, I'm a little bit exhausted, and I'm trying to end the show. But this part of it, I need to spend 2 minutes on it before I go. Think of have not. So what I'm looking at is anybody that comes to me that let's break Nigeria, I'm going to tell you go to hell. I'm not going to support you because I don't believe in it. I'll be looking for something selfish. Even when I want to have a Robo Nation, I want a Robo Nation to operate within the Nigerian state. Because whatever produced in Robo Nation is going to be sold across Nigeria. And not only that now, it's not going to be sold across Africa. You can't get that wrong. The question is, don't you have enough to produce? Why are you threatening? Because your land is so blessed. So you can produce anything and sell. I can produce anything in my nation and sell. And then I have opportunity to eat from others. Have you been to Nigeria today? Today, I eat more egusi soup. I enjoy my egusi soup than even my own traditional banga soup. This is the beauty Nigeria brings. I get you. You don't even have you tasted the Ghana food? Come to UK, I've tasted it. Because you've not been to Ghana. You've not seen how it tastes to eat from the Ghana pot. Come on, man. More people, different culture brings in more. If I brings you more, it's a blessing. It's a richer society. Nigeria, when you go to the Nigerian restaurant today, you see the different kind of food. The Yoruba get out, they do their own. The Igbo man get out, they do the own. The Hausa man get it. Have you been to the north? Most of you have not even been there. It can never be a curse. It's a blessing. The only reason we are fighting today is because of lack of leadership. And the only leaders we know, we call leaders, are those who are actually not leaders. Those are politicians. There's no leaders in Nigeria. At Abuja, there's no leader there. Because those guys are people there who are only there to share Nigerian money. Oil money coming from one part of the country. That's not leadership. True leadership will come from the people I have identified today. The Igbo nation can form a leadership of their own and grow wealth. The Robo nation can form a leadership of their own and grow wealth. The Yoruba, you can do that. The Arewa can do so. And I say the religious leaders can do the same. The kingdoms can do the same. How can we get this from? God has given us every tools to succeed. If we don't succeed today, it's our fault. That is the book I'm writing at the moment. The leadership we deserve. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Daddy Chris. I'm going to end the show there because I'm getting cold. It's getting cold in London. And that is where I end the show today. I'll be here tomorrow to love you, hold you, make you angry with another exciting edition of my show, It's State of the Nation. And it's the 19th of November 2025. God bless you. Bye for now.
Find your sanctuary in the heart of the city. Live the life you deserve in an exquisite apartment. SRTV Luxury Shortlet Apartment, Lagos, is a place where your comfort is rest assured. Welcome to SRTV Shortlet Apartment, part of the prestigious SRTV Real Estate family. Why choose us? Prime location, nestled in the heart of Lagos, close to key attractions, business hubs, and vibrant nightlife. Modern interiors, fully furnished, stylish apartments designed to provide the ultimate comfort. Luxury redefined, vacation perfected. 24/7 security. Enjoy peace of mind with round-the-clock security and CCTV surveillance. Top-notch amenities, high-speed Wi-Fi, smart TV, air conditioning, fully equipped kitchen, and lots more. Perfect for business travelers, family vacations, romantic getaways, special events, and more.
That is either we reform the judiciary, which is allow INEC to be under the judiciary,